Sycamore 36, Ross 30. It was a good match. Actually, Sycamore gave up 2 forfeits in that match also, so that's even very impressive. We're going out here on the mat here at 200 and no, we've got 6-pounders.
Well, we're going to start with an exhibition match here with Nikolai Johnson and Andrew Kilgore. That's going to just be an exhibition match before the actual match gets started.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out.
We're going to start the festivities with an exhibition match. We have Nikolai Johnston for Northwest and Andrew Kilgore for Sycamore at 113.
All right, Dave, you probably heard the house announcer. Nikolai Johnston for Northwest and Andrew Kilgore.
Are you hearing me? We've got a line. Tim, talk a little so.
All right, so we've got Nikolai Johnstone of Northwest and Andrew Kilgore, Sycamore.
We're checking the connections. I hit mute.
You hear me now, Tony?
We still don't have this thing resolved. We ended up with a victory for Sycamore here in that exhibition match, and we're moving now to the duel between home-standing Northwest Knights and the visiting Sycamore Aviators.
That was a forfeit.
All right, next up at 113 for Sycamore, Jake Veo Smith, and for Northwest, Quentin Harris Baird.
Quentin Harris Baird from Northwest at 113 pounds. And for the Knights, who moved? Somebody moved up, I guess.
You got Veo Smith.
Veo Smith moved up?
To 113. There's a forfeit.
Okay. Okay, I see. Okay.
Veo Smith.
And Harris Baird. We're still trying to sort out an audio problem breakdown here, but we've just got into the first minute of this match, and there's no score. Smith with the scores at the edge of the mat with a takedown. The referee on the mat for this match is Craig Stanton, and assisting of the match is Craig Wilms. So anytime you get upset with the referee, all you got to do is yell Craig. Sycamore in a crossbody ride or a he's looking to pick up. It looks like he's trying to pull into a tilt without too much success. Here comes Tim with another headset. This is a certified electronics technician here right now. And we have a coin toss, and Sycamore has the choice and elects to take the defensive position, I believe. Jake Veo-Smith in the lead after the first 2 minutes with a 2-0 score. Quentin Harris-Baird was fourth in the sectionals at 106 pounds last year and was second in the Southwestern Ohio Conference. He won the Most Valuable Wrestler Award on the team also, and led the team last season with takedowns. Veo-Smith is a pretty tough kid control, and Harris-Baird ends up giving an escape, and Smith extends his lead by a point.
Dave, you hear me now?
I hear you,
There
Tim.
You Let's see if I can help with this a little bit.
I presume Tony hears you also. Oh, there's a how many years have we been using these audio connections? I know as long as we've been doing wrestling, I'm pretty sure. Here we go. We got 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the second period. And Sycamore's Jake Veo-Smith is in the lead 3-0. Last year, Jake was a state qualifier, was fourth in the district. Oh, I'm sorry, he was fifth in the district. He was a state alternate. Takedown, Veo-Smith at the edge of the mat. They go out of bounds. We got 2 on the back in addition, so that score, yeah, there's the correct score on the board at 7-0. Harris-Baird tries to come out and cut away unsuccessfully. Veo-Smith riding a really tight body control. Now we're going to use the old standby, hold it in front of you.
All right, Tony, I'm going to talk into it.
All right, Dave, let's see how this works.
Wow! Technology at its finest.
There we go.
Third period. Jake Veo-Smith. Jake Veo-Smith in the lead. He's a senior. Quentin Baird is a junior. Baird gets
one. Trying to do a throw. All he's got left in a 9-1 match now.
Yep. And he's shooting from long range. Smith counters that shot with a takedown, or a shot of his own. There's the takedown.
Go 11-1.
Minute and 12. Home standing Quentin Harris Baird trails here in this 113-pound match.
Smith.
And he is now on his back.
Got a long time to stay on his back.
That's not the time to be getting the opportunity to count the lights in the ceiling.
Right out of it. Keep fighting.
Oh, there he did. Rolls off for like that. That's not good. That's gonna make it 12-0. Sycamore.
Yep. A forfeit and a pin. Pushes.
See who checks in here for us, Dave.
Yeah, at 120 pounds now.
Tony Cornett from
Now
Sycamore.
at 120.
And Austin
For
Sodman
Sycamore,
from
Cornett,
Northwest.
and for Northwest, Austin Sutterman.
And Austin Sutterman from Northwest was a transfer from Fairfield. That's always a nice thing to have happen, to have additional wrestlers appear.
Somebody gets into your lineup that fast, that's a good thing.
That's right. What do we have with Cornett's a senior and is one of the captains of the team this year.
Oh, nice setup there. With the leg up, got to get his hand free. Good job. Good job by Sycamore to hold on to the hand there, not let him be able to grasp his hand together.
You know, it's interesting. Both Jeremy Young, the head coach at Northwest, and Steve Ludwig, an assistant, both of them wrestled at Fairfield, and here they've got a couple Fairfield transfers having arrived to contribute to the Knights' efforts.
Go out of bounds, Cornett up 2-0. Got hand way too low there. A couple different things there. I think Dave's foot was bad. Didn't have his elbow, his hand on his elbow. So he'll get a caution. And good this time.
This is one of those weights this year, Tim, that seems to have an open door for guys that look forward to state competition and standing on the podium up in Columbus, because last year there were only 3 wrestlers from this area who qualified to the state tournament, and one placed 5th, Antonine Allen, and Tracy Sander of Bethel Tate in Division III placed 7th, and that's that was it at 120 pounds last year. So, these guys can legitimately look at the opportunity to be state competitors, and it's this time of year that they begin to build those criteria, or to fill the criteria to get good seeds in tournaments down the road.
Online at
Except for the fact
www.waycross.tv.
that Lucas Bird kid from the South came up to 120. So
Oh, did he? Oh,
That'll make it
gee,
a little bit
maybe
tougher.
that makes it tougher.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Yes, we had probably it's probably the best year that Southwest Ohio turned in a performance at the state tournament, and the nice part is we have lots of those guys coming back.
Yeah, LaSalle is loaded this year,
Oh.
so we'll see if they can compete with St.
Yeah.
Ed's at the state level. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're good in every weight class.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Cornette on top here, still winning 2-0, still in the first period.
Sunderman came to his feet, but
Could get backs here. Very close to back points. for
Cornette's
Cornette.
a lot shorter. Cornette's a lot taller than Sunderman. There's a big leverage difference here.
All right, period number 2. Cornette will be on the bottom this round, or this to start this period. Got the hands separated there, so we've got the separate them and escape to go up 3-0. Good shot there. Trying to get the angle. He's got the leg in there. Keep those hands locked. Now suck it up. Pull it up.
There's a good leg. Up.
Stay in the middle of the mat. Stay in the middle of the mat and cut. Really good opportunity there.
Tony Cornette has a lot of balance. That height gives him even a balance advantage, I think.
Because he was not in good position there, but didn't end up giving up the takedown. So, good work. Good
That's
shot
a
by
nice
Cornette.
snag. Nice snag single. Gets a lot of lift.
Oh, nice. Nice little front trip. Take down 2 points. Be up 5-0.
Tony Cornette is wrestling a really nice match here.
Sycamore's off to a good start in the duel.
Yes, they are.
Great lift.
Soderman is not doing well coming off the bottom. He keeps his head stays down. Cornette's
so long.
Keeps a
and
lot
lean.
of pressure
He's got 4
high.
inches on him.
Yeah, keeps a lot of pressure on him, way up high. And about this time, Tony Cornette feels like he weighs about 300 pounds.
Cornette thinks it's over. That's only the end of the second period.
Yeah, he looked up and saw 3.
Hands, took his gear.
I was ready. I'm ready to go home. Okay.
It's like, no. We got 2 more minutes to go here.
Cornette in on a leg again, pulls Sunderman over, picks up the takedown. He's getting close to a major decision.
I think you'll see him kick him here because if you maybe give him a chance on top for about 30 seconds, then they'll probably kick him. He's been dominant on his feet. I want to get that other point for the major.
Yeah, because Sycamore, I'm looking at the lineup, Sycamore has, at least roster-wise, has 2 forfeits coming up. And that's 12 points, which really makes this match right now actually represents the break point for him.
That's true. All right, so Cornette did give him the 1 at the end of the as they went out of bounds there. So 7-1. He's going to have to take him down and ride him to get the major here.
Yep. Tim, when you wrestled, did you know that there was the opportunity, for a major? When you're on the mat, were you always aware of what it was, or were you just thinking about the
No,
next
you're always
next minute.
You know, especially as you get a little more experience.
Yeah.
And you know, the freshman year, you know, in our day, you really didn't start wrestling in junior high. But your freshman year, you're nervous and you don't really know what's going on. But yeah, as you grow and experience, you know where you are on the mat, you know what time's left, you know what the
Right.
score is. No question. So Cornette does get the ride out.
And
9-1 victory, so he'll get a 4-point
gets a-
victory.
Yep.
Make it 16-0. We'll move up to 126 with Jacob Armistice from Northwest. Let's see who comes over for Sycamore.
This is Isami Harney.
And he's tough. We watched him in
Yeah,
the
we
first
did.
match against Ross. And
He's
he
very
is good.
slick.
Next
He's
up,
a very
on
slick
26 for
technician.
Sycamore, we have
Excellent
Zuni
technician.
Harney,
Very
and
strong.
from Northwest, Jacob Ermisius.
Arnie's a two varsity letter winner and a junior. He was a district qualifier last year. Boy, he comes right out and gets lifts.
Quick
I
little
made
duck.
the comment in that first match that he seems like he's got some.
He's going to get the pin right here.
Yeah, he
that
picks up the
fast.
fall right away.
22-0.
Well,
Yeah,
Aramis,
he was tough in that first match.
Aramis is a first-year wrestler, and
Got a bad elbow right now, I think. He went down on that elbow, and
yeah, you can get crinked around in there pretty easily. The Northwest coaches point out that Jacob Aramesis hosts his own podcast now. Think you'd appreciate this, Tim. You're a guy that
techie.
is in a bit of a techie, and it's got a wonderful name to it, Deep Thoughts with Jake. Okay. I suspect you'll have a deep thought to add to the podcast coming very soon. It's called My Elbow Hurts Really Badly.
Deep conversations about his elbow. He's still down. Bending a little bit there. He's coming to the feet, so shaking hands. I think he's okay.
He'll be back in practice before you know it.
Uzami Harney is a tough kid.
He is. He's a really excellent technician.
Yeah.
I love his lifts. His lifts are really well done. He controls them, but he uses them very aggressively. Very impressive young wrestler. Or how young is he? He's a junior. And
So we're going to have Matthew Neal from Sycamore up against Justin Crane from Northwest at 132. And I'll tell you, Matthew Neal was pretty tough in his first match, too. He wrestled pretty well.
Crane is a freshman and a first-year wrestler, and a freshman on top of it, I think.
Neal's going to get 2 here, I think. Yeah, he's close to the line, but yeah, I think he'll get his 2 there.
Jeremy Pletz, the head coach at Sycamore, well known to Cincinnati wrestling fans. He spent a career under the leadership of the Reading coaching staff, and I think he may still live in Reading. I don't think anybody leaves
They don't
Reading.
leave Reading.
It's kind of like living in on the west side. You never leave over there. Oh.
Neal's got the legs in here. See if the freshman knows how to handle this.
I have a grandson who's a freshman this year in Tennessee, and he started out the season with 2 wins, but then they got into 2 tournaments, and things haven't gone quite his way. And I was trying to suggest to him that he needs to change his focus point and start thinking more about what can I do better the next time I'm out there.
Instead of just
You know?
winning. Sounds kind of like the Bengals.
Oh,
Quick start.
wow. Yeah.
Neal's doing a great job here with the legs in, just back and forth. He just locked hands out. Could have been an illegal headlock there real quick.
That's
Got
a
two back.
and Neil is kind of coasting there too. He's taking advantage to look around a little bit. That isn't always a good idea because you never know when something's going to click with your opponent.
Okay, we go 4-0 into the second with Neil holding on to the lead. It'll be Neil's choice. He's going to go ahead and choose bottom.
You know, one of the things that has really impressed me this year is looking at the growth of the development of Northwest Wrestling. Jeremy Young has done a really excellent job. He's pulled in a great set of assistant coaches. They've got significant numbers on the team now, where they were struggling with it for a few years, and it seems like they're trying to. They got a
Poke in
bit of
the
a
eye.
poke. Is there something about? Yeah,
We're gonna go
you
5-0
can get
with
it
a
right there, hand in the
penalty
face.
point.
Yep. I think there's an adage about poking a bear with a stick.
That's it.
It isn't always a real good idea.
It's a good shot.
He took a shot a little bit out of whack, and Neil is adept at the
Saw it
sprawl
coming.
and peel.
Going to get two Anson backs here.
Oh
I
boy,
think.
he is.
Nope, you got the arm out, so maybe not. Nope, got the arm out.
That's a technique that my kids never figured out. I'd say, get your arm out. Then they'd leave it in there. I don't know whether they were doing it to.
Neil trying to do a little three-quarter Nelson here, trying to tip him over.
Yeah, he comes.
Freshman's probably never seen that before. Got at least two there. I don't know if he counted three or not. Nope, just two. That'll make it 10-0.
Well, that's already a major decision, and for those of you who are trying to keep score at home, pick up 5 more differential points, and you got a technical fall.
Gets to his feet. Neil lifts him up. They go out of bounds. 11-0.
I wonder when we're going to begin to get a change in that out-of-bounds situation, to go more in the collegiate version where something starts inbounds, you can keep wrestling. Part of the problem is that not all the mats around are sufficiently large to allow a lot of that, but I think it makes it for a smoother, more continuous.
I think it's an easier interpretation of whether you're in or out. Right
Yeah.
now, you don't know if two knees are in, one knee's out. You just
Yeah.
don't know where which ref's going to
Yeah.
call what.
Yeah,
In college, if something's in, you're wrestling. Even if it's just your shoelaces in, you're still going. So I think it just makes it easier on the referees for sure.
Junior Matthew Neal.
He's got two. That's to make it 13-0 after 2 periods.
Is a returning letterman. He picked up his first letter at Sycamore as a sophomore. I was kind of thinking that this might be the opening meet for all these guys, but they've all had at least one competition before today.
Yeah.
And that
Coming in with some matches under their belt.
there have been some tournaments and early season tournaments they've been in. We have a really good crowd here at Northwest tonight. I'm so happy to see us picking up a significant number of spectators and fans and
That'll
parents.
do it. 2 more for Neil, make it 15-0.
And that's a technical fall. And we don't have to go any farther.
We're going to make it 27-0.
Yep.
Go up to 138 with Austin Tom from Northwest, 4-2 at this time. Let's see who checks in for Sycamore. They've got a couple different. Noah Chudnoff is going to check in for Sycamore.
Next up on the mat, wrestling at 138, we have Noah Chudnoff for Sycamore and Austin Tom for Northwest.
Chotnoff is a sophomore, and the way Crane goes out, or I'm sorry, Tom goes out after it here at 138 pounds. I think they are getting a little worried over on the Northwest bench. They need a win here, and Tom has come out with a serious attempt.
And he's got a cradle. He's got back points there.
He's got it in nice and tight.
Adjust him a little bit.
Got
Put
his
other shoulder down a little bit more.
got to push that near hip away.
There he's got it. Stops and settles him a little bit. He'll have it. Just got to get on the other side there. That's it.
Chadnoff is fighting hard, but it's hard to come out of that situation.
Wow. Thought he had him. He'll get 3 there, make it 5-0. I have a feeling he might go back to that, Dave.
You think?
Boy,
You think so?
Slammed him pretty good with that arm trapped.
Yeah, that's, you gotta. Tom's a varsity soccer player here for the Knights in the fall. And
cradle him up again.
He picks up the fall. And Northwest gets on the board with a pin here at 138 pounds.
145, Gage Edwards for Northwest. And I think this is where we might see some.
Yep, we may have some adjustments.
Next up at 145, we have Gage Edwards for Northwest and forfeit for Sycamore.
It's going to make it 27-12. I think they might even have another one here. Noah Floyd coming out for Northwest, I think. Right, Sycamore might have someone here.
Sycamore may be bringing somebody out. We don't know. They don't list anyone on the roster.
152, we
but
have Noah Floyd for Northwest and another forfeit for Sycamore.
Oh, this is 152 right here.
The forfeit there is going to make it 27-18. I think now we'll go up to Gage Starrett for Northwest. He's coming in 6-0. And Sycamore is going to bring out Mitch Reardon.
Next up on the mat at 160, we have Mitch Reardon for Sycamore, Gage Starrett for Northwest.
Got really close all of a sudden, just like that.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get those two. Well, you get a pin and 2 forfeits. You just move in a hurry.
Quick,
yeah, that's right. Makes the match really meaningful, every one of them. Now, Gage Starrett was 4th in the sectionals at 152 pounds last year, and he had a dual tournament here at Northwest last weekend, and he was undefeated in that, and he picks up the first takedown.
I have a feeling this could be a pretty good match.
Now, Mitch Reardon is a sophomore and has apparently has a varsity letter.
Took a good shot there.
Again, we've got another one of those vertical size issues here. Vertically challenged. Two-1 here at 160 pounds. Mitch Reardon in the green for the Aviators and Gage Starrett for the Knights. What do you think of that alternative uniform?
I've always liked them.
Have you really?
Yeah. I think there's been through my coaching days, kids that just don't like them and don't wrestle because of the singlets. I've actually had
That's
kids not
interesting.
wrestle. So it offers a little something different. All right, Tommy's
like
going to
to
run
see-
out here in the first.
I'd like to see him go back to using full tight,
Yeah.
or at least a 3/4 length tight. Take it below the knee. I think there's a lot of skin abrasion and stuff you pick up.
Right.
Um,
Less exposure, no doubt.
yeah. And with today's materials, you could get some pretty slippery stuff out there. Help with nice shots on singles. You could slide across the mat with it.
Reardon start on bottom here. We see a stalemate here shortly.
Yeah, nobody's going anywhere.
Got
A lot of time running off the clock in this. There's no.
They're not going anywhere.
There's no progress available here.
See what we know?
I guess that's the reason they put us over here. Instead, well, at least Derek retained control.
Good job by Reardon to stay in the mat there. He's got a.
Now we got a warning on Sterritt.
I think they went the wrong way on that one. Sterritt was on bottom, on his feet. I think the warning should have been on northwest.
It
right?
was. They're
Oh, they're yeah.
it's
I'm looking.
home
Gotcha,
versus
yep, you're right.
visitor. So on the
That's confusing.
yeah, that is. That really
Just give
is.
the green singlet the green.
Yeah, but if you have a
Oh, I don't know. That's two.
wow, that's
He had the
two?
ankle hooked.
do you have that leg hook?
I guess, but
Man, I didn't see that.
I'm not sure on that one, but hey, that's why they're roughing.
Yeah, it's always awkward when you have a uniform that has a lot of red in it, and you're wrestling at home, and you try and get people to understand
Exactly.
that red is actually the home team.
There you go. That's a great move by
Oh,
Reardon.
that's
Throws the boot in.
Nice.
And sucks him up and pulls him back on top of him. He hasn't gotten anything yet.
No, he got it. Well, he got one count. Now he's getting the count.
He's got three there.
Good
3-2
shot by
match here. This is tight.
good shot by our Waycross cameraman. Right in there with the referee, folks. You got to see whether those caps were down or not, and they weren't.
All right, we go 6-2 into the third. Garrett's good, or
Gage
Start.
Starrett.
He chose neutral. The guy Reardon with his legs were pretty good, so I think
Yeah.
that's why he wanted to stay off the bottom. Gonna have to take him down and get a turn, I think. That's a good shot. It's a good start.
Didn't keep his feet moving on that
Yep.
and come around, get the better angle. And
That's
Starrett,
two.
or
The 8-2.
Reardon,
Reardon's doing a nice
Picks up
job
the
here. Good on top.
cross body, he's nice and long. Gonna stretch him out.
Pop up under those elbows. Reardon needs a couple more for the major. We'll see how long they want to ride him. But he's been great on top, so I can see why the coach would want to stay here.
Yeah. Yeah, and he actually works. He's worked it on top, so the risk of being called for a stall is relatively small
Yeah,
because
he's
he
done
keeps
fine.
coming back to that cradle. Looks a little bit like the St. Xavier Bombers series cradle.
Look at that.
Crossbody. Nice job by
Starrett
Starrett.
to make it 8-4.
Steps over,
Kicks him,
cuts the pin in
9-4.
half, kicks it out, 9.
And gets a little lazy trying to kicked him, and then he got a little bit lazy. And end up giving up the takedown. That's 2.
Yep.
We're going 11-4. Be out of bounds. 11-4.
Would have been another point, would have been persuasive, but Reardon picks up the 3-point win, 30-18.
Bobby Green, Northwest sophomore. And he is going to have from Sycamore, probably Jacob. Nope. All right, this is
Next
Jacob
up on the
Reynolds.
mat, wrestling
Jacob
at
Reynolds.
170. For Sycamore, we have Jacob Reynolds. And for Northwest, we have Bobby Green.
You're going to have to, there's another vertical issue again here, another height factor. And you got Reynolds in here, really a big, long, tall kid, and Green, again, shorter. It's
Green's coming in 3-1. He's only a sophomore. He said he won the Western Brown Hammer and Anvil last year, so he can wrestle a little bit.
oh yeah. He's got to get inside though. These guys got, oh, nice dunk. Nice dunk, finish it. There you go.
2.
We send out an information sheet and roster to the coaches before meets and ask them to fill out information about their kids as much as they can. And I think that in the case here at Northwest, I think they told the kids, tell us something that you want guys on TV to talk about. So Bobby Green says he wants to attend Bowling Green University on an ultimate Frisbee scholarship. So
He did a pretty good job to try to turn him there, but he lost the arm.
oh, he lost it, and Reynolds rolls through.
Make it 2-1.
Oh no! Don't look at the clock,
He
son.
knew it was close, and look what happened. That's going to be 2.
He wasn't thinking about scoring. He was thinking about
Backs, too.
what the time was. My. Mistake
that's,
of focus. You got to maintain focus on the business at hand. Here we got that little dump that he picked up and scored with earlier.
With 9 seconds left, he gave it up. Gave up a takedown.
Wow. So we go to the second period. It's 3-2 in favor of the Sycamore wrestler, Jacob Reynolds. Both these guys come in here today with the same record for this season. Both of them are 3-1.
Second back and hold him. Couldn't quite do it.
Come on, Bobby.
Green needs to develop some alternative attacks here. He's kind of one-sided in that he works off on his right side consistently.
We have a stalling on Northwest.
That was.
Yeah, I don't know, he didn't really agree with it, but you never do.
Caution on Green.
Done a good job on top here, breaking him down. He's running for almost a minute and a half through this period. Down 3-2 if he can ride him. It's certainly going to help him be in the match here in the third period.
Oh,
Great
nice,
Granby.
nice Granby. Oh, and
Ends up
Green
in the
comes
head
right
and
back
arm.
and picks up a head and arm.
Make it 4-3 plus back points as the period ends. Gonna make it 7-3, I think. Could be.
Wow,
Did he just give him 2?
that's what he just gave him. I think that count was broken in there.
Yeah, he must have.
He hit 2, and then there was a break in it, and he came back with the additional 2. But I thought there was
That looked like 3 to
I
me
thought
too.
it looked
But
like there was more than 2 in that situation. But this is a. I think that was a. I think that was a question simply to
prove a point.
make your
Make a
point.
point.
I thought you screwed it up.
But you know, it was hard from our angle to see. I thought I saw him keep counting, but he probably broke it up.
There's one. We don't have. We had part of that on replay, but we didn't go far
So it's only
deep enough
4-3
into it.
because that when he took him to his back, he was actually on top at that point, so he didn't get a reversal. So it's only 4-3
Right, yeah,
with
right.
Green winning.
Yeah.
I'll make it 5-3. In on a good shot, deep, elevates it. That should make it 7-3, and he's got back. Let's see if he gets. He got
Don't
3
let
there.
it turn out. Needed to keep that another 2.
Make it 10-3, just like that.
Wow.
He goes from down 3-2 with about 15 seconds left to up 10-3 in 30 seconds.
Well, there's sure a lot of people here that are rooting for him, and so I think maybe he's riding a little bit of the enthusiasm of the crowd. And folks, you got to. I want you to understand something. Wrestlers respond to crowds just like you see him talk about it in football or basketball. How the crowd carries. The same thing's true with these guys. So when you have the opportunity to go visit your local high school for a match, remember to take your voice along. Give them some support. That could be a lonely place out there. A little bit of support from the stands makes a big difference.
So Green's doing a good work on top, running some arm bars, but he cannot get him over. So he needs a point. I'm wondering if the coach is going to kick him here in the last. I wanted to try to let him up and get another takedown. 10-4, and then a takedown would have made it 12-4 to get that extra point. But Green
Now
ends
we've
up
got-
riding him out.
Now we've got Reynolds looking at the clock. That's a big
At the
win.
end, it'll be 10-4.
Yep.
That's going to make it 30-21.
Yep.
With Isaiah Benson from Northwest coming up, a sophomore coming in at 2-4. He'll probably have Ryan Drawn from
Sycamore.
Sycamore.
Drawn is a senior, a 3-year letterman. So far this season, he's got a 4-1 record, and last year he was a qualifier to the district.
He lost his first match, but he wrestled tough. He wrestled a good kid from Ross, and it was a pretty good battle. So
Isaiah Benson. Isaiah's very proud of his football career. He talks about one of the highlights of his year so far. He's a sophomore, recovered a fumble for a touchdown with the varsity, and that's a thrill that not very many people ever have the opportunity to
No doubt.
experience.
Next up on the mat,
I suspect he'd like to get a win right here.
Ryan Drone for Sycamore. Isaiah Benson for Northwest.
Isaiah's 2-4 so far on the season, and but as a sophomore, that's not a problem. That could be a problem because he got
Gets the
caught.
2 for drawn, and he turns him. He's a
Good
fighter.
fight, good fight, good fight. Yeah, came off his back. Nice job.
Easy to give up under there.
Oh,
Probably give him 2 there and make it 4-2. They gave him 3, 5-0. Go out of bounds.
I think Drawn really likes those underhooks. he's gotten back into them as often as he can. Got a wrist trap. Oh, Benson popped
That'll
out.
be 2.
Drawn didn't have that
Going for
tied
a little
up very
tilt
well.
there, but lost the wrist. He moves well on the bottom though. He's very active.
Yeah, he's got to be because I
That'll be 2.
think Benson, given time in any position, is going to be able to lock it down pretty tight. So that movement is very important, and it's going to result in getting additional reverse and back points on top of it.
Good job. That'll be 7-2, and he'll get 3 more back, 2 more back. So we'll go 9-2. But Benson's not quitting. When he got on his back twice now, he's fought off.
Benson needs to develop an initial move. He sat there and you give Drawn enough opportunity, and he can put a lot of things on you. Lace in the leg.
A lot of points for a first period.
It is.
Okay, we'll go 9-2 into the second period. See who gets their choice. It will be Northwest choice. He's going to go on their feet. Chooses neutral. Boy, that was
a nice
nice
shot.
and deep.
Double it down. That's a nice shot.
Yeah, that was very, very deep. Finished well.
Cleared the blocking hands, and got in all the way. That's
Big
nice
first
textbook
step.
example of it. 11-2. Ryan Drawn of Sycamore here at 182 pounds over Northwest Isaiah Benson. Here's that double down to takedown. High crotch.
It was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. That's sweet. I love to see that. That's you spend so much time teaching that kind of penetration and Jiminy when you see it happen on the mat.
It's just hard for some kids to do it, you know.
That must have been the problem with my coaching. I had kids that just couldn't do it.
It's all hard. I mean, it's athletic to step in that deep and continue to drive through. I was just more try to hit a duck under. It's a lot easier.
You don't have to get
Look
it
at that.
different.
There we
Oh,
go. That's tight.
Whoa.
He gets a reversal.
This makes everything different.
He just had his arm underneath the back and he couldn't get it.
Wow.
That's real quick, 11-7 though, just like that. Yeah, I think you can see the athleticism in Benson there, that he can be a threat when he gets this sport under his belt a little bit.
That's a tough bridge he's in.
Wow. A lot
Amazing.
of fight there. Well done. He's going to make a
Good job.
13,
Good job
16-7
fighting.
finish. No, wait, we're not. We're only 2 periods into it, Dave.
Yeah, I know. We got another one to go.
It's not over.
This is when I'd want to go home. I know that.
I'd have never bridged like that, so it wouldn't have mattered. I'd have been over.
Whoa. Sits and turns.
Oh, he's grabbing the singlet.
And he makes that turn very, very efficiently. And Benson's recovery is a little bit slow. He kind of steps around behind to regain position. He needs to be in that spin situation. Ryan Drawn picks up an additional 2. It's 15-7.
Wow. Look at this Benson kid.
Isaiah Benson rolls through, and but he's leaving that arm work there on his knees.
Still got to like his athleticism.
Yeah.
He picks up this sport a little bit and gets a little mat time underneath his, under his belt. That's it.
That was an interesting match. I think that Isaiah Benson I think you make a good point. Get some
Little time under his belt.
experience. He's going to be all right. He's got good balance. He's got good strength, and he certainly is determined. That's a
Next up on the mat at 195. We have
So let's go up and
for
see
Sycamore and Laszlo Brasino
Eddie Son for
Lopez
Sycamore.
Northwest.
Watched him in the first match, wrestled a good match.
What are we, 30,
36-21.
20? Yeah, 36. Yep. £220. Jerron Knaff. Oops, that's 295. Well,
That comes before 220.
yeah. Well, let's go back to school.
Every book
Learn
you
to
ever read, Dave.
195 pounds. Eddie Son for Sycamore, a senior. And for the Knights, Laszlo
You know why I didn't say it, right? I was saving it for you.
Brasino Lopez. I don't know. Man, everybody's getting these long names. It's getting complicated.
Just wrestle.
Yeah, that's not it. You know what he's trying to do. Laszlo's a fourth-year wrestler, and his coaches say he's improved every season. He's Peruvian, from Peru. I think that's the first time we've had a Peruvian on a match.
It says he has a tattoo representing his heritage, but I think the uniform covers it.
I understand from the management here at Northwest that they may actually invest in a new score table.
It's a little tight, isn't it?
Oh. I was thinking of calling Dr. Steve Daly, come over here and see if my knee can be resurrected from this.
I'm numb from the hips down, so I don't even feel it. 2-0. Son with the lead going in the second period. They'll stay on their feet and start in the second period.
Say, Eddie's son. Oh, nice straight in double, boy. That's about as basic as it gets.
Well, he wrestled the first match. He looked very winded, but
Yeah,
as they went off the mat, and then when he get to the middle and it came time to wrestle, he just had an explosive gear. So
yeah.
it looks like he's wrestling just kind of laying low right now, and then when he has to go, he'll go.
Crying a little in cruise control. Jeremy Pletz communicating with Eddie's son, trying to get him. Jeremy needs to get Jeremy Young's or Rich Dunn's process of having a spare kid over there, so you can, instead of just waving your arms and showing him where you're standing there, have a kid throw it on him.
You can experiment or explain it on.
Son is in danger. Well, actually, Lopez is not doing much to improve his situation.
Yeah, got his head on the mat like that.
Yeah. I think there's a size difference here. I think Lopez is probably wrestling up. And Son may, I don't know, these guys, neither one of them look like legitimate 195-pound wrestlers.
True.
They both look light.
Okay. Sycamore is going to choose bottom. 4-0 going into the third here. Sun right up with the escape, 5-0.
Son works very in a very relaxed stance, which
Which isn't what we saw in the first match. There was a lot of aggressive wrestling in the first match tonight. We go 7-1.
That's a nice crotch attempt. Didn't quite clear the leg.
Should be 2 right there, 9-1.
Laszlo Racino Lopez needs to get some activity going here. He's not doing it.
His inactivity on bottom is letting Sun just kind of not exert himself.
Son's not doing much to enhance the situation either. Notes I have here say that tattoo on Laszlo Racino's Lopez's right arm is in honor of his Peruvian village or heritage. I haven't figured out which yet. It says village. There's it. He made a step to a single and didn't continue with it.
Sun needs a point here for the major. He'll get it.
Uh-oh.
see how this call goes.
Yeah, we'll see about this one. Agreement from the.
I think he got it before the whistle.
Well, that's
We'll
what
see.
the. That's what Greg Wilms was
42-21.
saying.
Go up to 220 with DJ Jackson. Looks like it's going to be his first match of the year.
And Jaron
Knopf.
Jaron's a senior.
Next up on the mat, wrestling at the 220-pound weight class. For Sycamore, we have Jerome Nav. And
DJ
for
Jackson.
Northwest,
My
we have
grandson's
DJ Jackson.
name is DJ.
There you go.
Jackson's a second-year wrestler. He was fourth in the Southwest Ohio Conference last year at 195 pounds.
I'll tell you that we watched Jaron Neff in the first match, and he could really go upper body. Great balance. Gets his arms tied up around. He goes underhooks and lifts.
Hand in the face.
Like that right there. He was very good here last match. That'll be 2.
Work out of it, DJ.
See if he just stays on his feet here. He's really good on the underhooks and things. Ooh. Coach told him to kick him.
He gets into that barrel
Yeah, he
really
is strong.
efficiently, doesn't he? Jackson's a big, rangy kid. He just doesn't have very much experience, and it shows. Knopf is a senior, and well, so's Jackson actually, but he's only had a little bit of experience. Takedown, and time for potential injury.
Getting been 2 back there too, because he was on his way to his back.
And he stopped with
That's
a
a replay here.
like calling out. He jammed his elbow pretty good right there. That
He's
hurts.
calling it more shoulder, I think.
Yeah,
though.
well, yeah, but he landed on the shoulder
Yeah.
and it transferred on the elbow, and it came right up
He's
through
okay.
the shoulder.
I think he's going to be okay. He's moving it pretty well there. Just a little shock to go to the mat that hard, so.
Yeah. I don't know. That pain threshold.
Yeah, he's holding his arms up now for the trainer, so he'll be
If you
okay.
get that shoulder jammed like that, it takes a while for the strength to come back into it. There you can see it again. You can see how that elbow buried itself in the mat and the shoulder took the impact.
I'm afraid that might not be the first time he sees that.
The coaching standard at this point is you say, don't let him get behind you. Don't let him throw you.
I'm telling you now, this NAF kid from Sycamore can get in there all day long. Really good on the underhooks. You might see this
He's
again
wrestling
from him.
light too. His whole team is. Oh dear.
The other shoulder this time.
You gotta learn to throw your hips.
Wouldn't tie up with him.
Yeah. Please
That would be
don't
my
tie up.
first line of defense. Taking my shots.
It was like we went to see it. You're old enough to remember. Many of the viewers maybe not. Went to see the World Gold Cup tournament that was held in Toledo way back in the 70s. And there was a guy that was famous around the country and around the world by the name of Wade Chalice, who made his career throwing cradles from everywhere. He could throw a cradle on you and you were still in the parking lot.
He's a spladle guy, wasn't he?
Well, he did that, but that's where the spladle came from.
Yeah.
Yes. But he could hit standing cradles. He could hit cradles from everywhere. And he was wrestling a Russian in this tournament, and he just stood and put his leg out in front of him, trying to get the Russian to take the leg. And the Russian coaches are screaming from the side.
Don't take it.
Oh,
wow. That was a big lat drop right there.
Oh, that was a nice throw, too. You'll feel
Good
that one
sportsmanship there.
He's hurting from shoulder to elbow to back.
Welcome to wrestling.
It's one of those days. Tomorrow's going to have to be a recovery day for him.
48-21. We got one more match left here at heavyweight.
But those Russian referees or coaches were screaming at their wrestling. Yeah. Every time he'd go to touch him, Chalice's knees. Yeah. And he finally grabbed a hold of the leg, and the net result was a cradle and pin.
We got new bolt.
We have, I guess, Rashawn Bear Thomas Newbolt and Cesar Neri. I remember Cesar Neri from last year, it seems to me.
He wrestled Ivan Pace. They kind of went at it.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Oh,
They kind of went
I
at
knew
it
I
pretty good
remembered
there.
something about that name.
Pace had quite a year in football this year, so shout out to the Sycamore guy there, or the Coleraine guy there.
Cesar is the captain of the Northwest team. And he gets the takedown. Last year he was 5th in the sectionals and was a district alternate. And he wrestled as a heavy last year. And that's not a real good idea. He plans on moving down in weight this year. So we'll have to see later in the year.
Because I think he was 220 last year, so I don't think that'll be a problem for him. He probably just
He
take his
doesn't
time
look like
getting
he'll
there.
have a lot of difficulty getting to 220. He certainly doesn't look 285 now.
Newbolt has
Thomas
spent
Newbolt.
a little time in the practice room with his 220 teammate. He's learning those underhooks himself.
Yeah. Well, Nuri is going to take the offensive position here. He was captain of the football team. Now he's captain of the wrestling team. He must provide a lot of leadership for the younger guys on the teams.
Good arm bar in here. Walk it. Good job there. By Newbolt to fight it off, but now he's got the wrist with it. Got to keep walking. Got to keep that wrist with it.
Oh, he needs to be under that arm. Newbolt is, like you said before, wrestles Naff a lot, obviously, in the practice room. And he doesn't give up that bar series very easily. A warning on Thomas Newbolt.
Neary's doing a nice job staying active here, moving
Got to
his feet.
establish a base. Got about 25 seconds left here in the second period. Cesar Neri has a slim 2-1 lead here at the 285-pound match.
Step to the head.
Under the arm deep.
He had it. Time ran out on him. It's going to be his choice. He's going to, with a 2-1 lead, he's going to take top.
Third period at 285 pounds here at Northwest High School. Northwest versus Sycamore in this dual match. Earlier in the evening, Sycamore defeated Ross, and now they're in the driver's seat really to win their second duel of the evening.
Jump side.
Last minute here, still a 2-1 match.
Rashawn Thomas Newbolt has got to get moving here. He's got time. He's only trailing by a point, but you can't score with your belly on the mat.
You got to get those hips off the mat. You're going to have to make something happen here soon. Neary's going to get about 4 minutes of riding time here in this match. And just stalling on top. It sets up an opportunity to be giving up a point here if they call it again. So let's see what the Northwest really can't afford to kick him now with such short time. So going to have him just stay a little more active on top. Like this.
He's riding a straight line with him an awful lot. And that's what puts him in a bad situation. Oh my God!
He's going to give it up.
My goodness, what do you think of that?
That's the danger. That's the risk you take when you're winning 2-1 and you take top.
Well, you know, and the other side of it is you didn't have to turn the guy in the manner, in the
but
method
that
that
stalling
he did.
call kind of forced him to,
Oh, absolutely.
no doubt.
Absolutely.
Media can be seen throughout Southwest Ohio.
It's going to make it 51-21.
But he didn't have to turn in the manner that he did.
You're
He
right.
took his weight off, he ran his hips out to the front, he set himself up to be rolling. Oh boy, what a disappointment for Cesar Neri. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a break here as the teams shake hands out here on the mat. The next duel we've got will be between Ross Rams and the Northwest Knights. And I suspect Ross will want to do a little warming up, and the Knights need to go over and commiserate with one another, because I'm sure this isn't the way they wanted the match to work out.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Ohio develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Okay, folks, we're doing the Northwest Knights versus Ross Rams dual meet here at Northwest High School. It's part of a tri-meet that has been hosted by the Knights. They just finished a duel with Sycamore. And Tim, you remember the final score?
Oh, yeah, we had like
48,
51, I think.
50,
yeah, 51, 21.
Yeah. And the Knights came up on the short end of that score. This match, this round will start at 113 pounds.
All right, first up on the
and from Northwest, we have Quentin Harris Baird, who comes in with a 5-2 record. He lost in the most recent event, and he'll be competing against a forfeit, so he picks up a win. And that moves us to 120 pounds, and we'll have Austin Sundman from the Knights, and he'll be wrestling, we believe, Logan Bruns of Sycamore.
We have Austin Soderman for Northwest and a forfeit for Ross.
That's not going to happen.
So they're
Austin
jumping weights here.
Yeah. Sycamore or Ross listed a 20-pounder, but I don't know what happened. Maybe he got hurt earlier. Up to 126, and this will be Jacob Aramisis.
Now on the mat at the 126 weight class, we have Ben Breaker for Ross and Jacob Aramisius for Northwest.
And Ben Breaker from Ross. So we have a sophomore versus a first-year senior. Aramisius is in the blue of the Knights, and Ross with its, what is that, maroon?
Yeah, I would call it maroon.
Maroon gold.
So we're jumping the weights around here. So who do you think is up right now? Ben Breaker?
I think it's Aramis and Breaker. That's what I heard the house announcer say. So we'll go, because he's also the director at Waycross.
Yeah.
So we believe him.
We have to.
Get out of it! Fight! Fight, Jacob! There you go!
So Breaker
picks up the takedown, and he's got
at
did he get
least
back
3 there. Yeah, I think he's holding
Here
3
comes
still.
Here
There he's
comes the
holding
tilt
2.
series.
He's still holding 2.
Joe, way to fight! Get your head up!
There's 2 on the
So
back.
there we go. So it gives him 2 there, make it 4-0
Jacob, you got
for
it.
Breaker.
Breaker, and there's a warning now for stalling by Aramisis.
Well, he's just going right to that roll through tilt. He's got the forearm trapped. Hard to pin somebody out of there. He's going to have to break it. There's the break. Make it 7-0. Goes right back to it again. That'll make it 10. It's like a freestyle match here. I don't know if he gave him the 3 on that.
He didn't award anything on that last one.
And he broke the hold.
There he awarded the fall.
I'll make it 12-6 Northwest. Quick pin. You don't see a lot of pins out of those tilts, but then he finally went and ran the half there.
No, usually you gotta just go with the point totals and take it out
Now
that
wrestling
way.
at 132, we have Grant Dunn for Ross and Justin Crane for Northwest.
So Grant Dunn up for for Ross here. He's going to go against Justin Crane.
Well, Grant Dunn is a sophomore. We believe that he is Coach Rich Dunn's son.
And a nice shot there.
I don't know how many Dunns there are. There were a couple other Dunns out in that area. This might be, I don't think it is, a nephew too. But
Could be, sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I should have asked Rich about that earlier, and I forgot. He's had a struggle so far this season. He's not had a real successful sophomore year, so he's working to turn that around. And Justin Crane hasn't had a great year either. So both of these guys are working from the position, I got to get this thing going. And
that'll be
Crane
two.
picks up the takedown. And out of bounds.
Watch the replay here on the takedown. As soon as his hands hits, he gets the two.
Yeah. There's a nice
There's
switch.
a locking hands, I think. I think he might have locked hands there. So Ross with the two. Ties it up at two.
Keep your legs out. Keep your legs out. You gotta get that out. You gotta get the leg out.
Crane, nice sit and turn. Gets one. On their feet. Justin Crane in front. A 3-2 score. Dunn is in on a single that doesn't finish.
Bring him down. Step him down.
No score at the end. It's 3-2 in favor of Justin Crane.
Let's stay on their feet here.
Two very inexperienced wrestlers, or not showing much experience technique-wise.
You got a freshman and a sophomore, right?
Yep.
That's what you expect when you get kids in their first bout with varsity, varsity bouts.
Both coaches up and encouraging their stalwarts here at this point. This is one of those matches that, you know, is significant in the team outcome, but for sure.
No doubt. These one-point matches are where you win and lose. Oh, he had it.
Oh,
see, there's
he
a
had
little
it,
experience
lost
there.
the
He
leg.
should have just gotten the two. There he goes.
He's got it again. There. Grant Dunn moves out 4-3 lead. with 35 seconds left in the first period. Second period. Excuse me.
Oh, he's got some back points. Nope. Just got the
Rollout.
1 count. Oh, he did give him 2. I only saw 1 swipe.
You got 2.
Go back to the same
Yeah, he
spot
did.
here. Got 2 more. Settle back. You've got to get that reverse half in a little deeper.
Trap the forearm.
Time's going to
2.
run out. Oh, he got it
Oh,
with
got it.
9/10 of a second left on the clock. We're going to tie it at 12, right, Dave?
That's what it says.
We're going to go up to Austin Tom at 138 for Northwest.
And for we
see who they
think
send
this
out.
will be Ethan Boyle, but we have to see.
Ethan Boyle,
Ethan
Dave.
Boyle for the Rams
Up
on the mat,
138,
and
Ethan Boyle for
Austin
Rams.
Tom
Austin Tom
on the
for
mat
Northwest.
for the Knights.
Tom came in here 4-2. I think Boyle had a forfeit in his first match. So it'll be our first time seeing him.
I don't remember seeing him on the mat.
That'll be 2. He's got that leg hooked.
No score yet.
And Tom went to his hip there. Ross does a good job here of holding on to that elbow. And when the other wrestler thinks he's spinning around, he ends up getting dumped.
Yeah. Tom has stepped over the near leg.
Got the cradle.
He's got a cradle
He's
up.
got the cradle
He's got
locked.
There's 2 for the takedown.
That is tight.
And getting back points.
He's still got it locked
Still
up.
not-
He's going for a little stud cradle on
Yeah.
that near
can't-
leg.
You gotta break that cradle.
Got to get his head in the hip there.
Yeah.
Get a little better.
Well, he's got that. He's kind of a Michigan cradle on there. Take that ankle and sweep it and take it to the head.
Yep.
You got 3 on the back.
I'll make it 5-0 for Tom.
Steps over, put legs in. Boyle has got to. He's got to get something here to get Tom's off his back.
Trying to decide just whose choice it is. Ends up being Northwest choice. They defer. Coach Dunn says, stay on your feet.
Well, good. They gave that symbol before they got him down this time.
So Boyle with the shot, again controlling the elbow. Tom does a great job on the defensive side of things, gets his 2.
Austin Tom's a soccer player here for the Knights. And Coach Young thinks that he's got the potential to take a bit of a run deep into the tournament at the end of the season. And certainly uses a leg series. But it's not proficient enough to make a run with it yet.
Yeah, he's got to get the other guy's hips off the mat.
Yeah.
So where you can control where their body goes.
He's carrying too much of his own weight on his knees and not creating enough uncomfortable position for his opponent. And it is uncomfortable. The crowd's very quiet. I mean, we've had a good crowd here all evening, but the crowd has really gotten quiet. This is where that, I mentioned earlier, I think that it's really important that you got fans that bring a sense of urgency to the matches. And it's one of the things that I personally think that wrestling coaches have kind of bypassed.
Quick 2 back points make it 9-0. And the second.
I think that not enough. We haven't done enough to make the sport exciting for the fans, and it's a tremendously exciting sport. But it takes a lot of marketing to bring it around, because it's not something that you see on TV every day.
Right.
That was an interesting reversal by Austin Tom.
He's going to make it 11-0, plus he's going to get some back points here.
Yeah, he may get
trying
more
to tighten
than a
it
back
up.
Point.
Pretty tight. That's going to do it.
I think he's going to.
That's going to do it.
I think he's got him. I think he's got him in there pretty good.
That looks awfully tight. There you go.
That's pretty tight.
Northwest is going to pick up
Six
more and make it 18-12 Northwestern. What you got, Dave?
We're doing really good numerically.
A lot of 6-point matches.
Yeah.
Gage Edward comes onto the map for Northwestern at 145. See who he's going to have.
He has, we think.
Next up at 145, we have Braden Place for Ross and Gage
Braden
Edwards for
plays.
Braden.
And Braden's a senior. I lettered as a 138-pounder in the past.
Out to a quick front headlock, locks up a cradle.
He was a district. He won the sectionals.
Got a little stud cradle. This one's over. That one's done quick.
Yep.
That's going to tie it up real quick at 18-18.
It's a pretty good duel here between Ross and Northwest.
All right, we jump very quickly to 152 with Noah Floyd. And let's see if they send out Sean Beltran.
All right, now on the mat at 152, we have Sean Beltran for Ross and Noah Floyd for Northwest.
Beltran, I think, wrestled up at 160 in the Sycamore duel, I think. It looks familiar.
Yeah, he wrestled. I think you're right. I think he'd bump up.
He's a sophomore. He's 4-1 on the season and was 4th in the sectionals last year as a district qualifier. Would have been a freshman. That's a good story. Floyd has battled injuries and plans on making a statement this year. He was 3rd in the Southwest Ohio Conference last season. And apparently he's I had a guy like this years ago. He says he owns the state record for the number of lawns cut in one day. I had a kid that did that all the way through high school, and he went to college. And you can appreciate this, Tim, because you've got a lad in college, right?
I do.
And you know what it costs. Well,
no, I haven't noticed.
Yeah. This guy, for me, now this is, of course, a number of years ago, he made enough money mowing lawns in the summers to pay for 4 years of college.
Excellent.
I don't think you could do that today.
Not today.
Not unless you were mowing, the lawn at someplace like Spring Grove Cemetery or something.
The Linders Estate.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we're at 2-0. Northwest, Noah Floyd with the lead here. But Beltran gets the escape, make it 2-1.
Beltran can't hold on to that position.
His elbow tore off.
Yeah. He's already got an elbow pad on, or a support on one side. I can see why. Oh no, that's not Beltran. That's Floyd.
Floyd in with a nice little sweep there, even though his arms are bundled up. Beltran's got a second to fight it off, and he does. 2-1, Floyd with the lead. Be Floyd's choice, he's going to defer. Beltran's going to take bottom.
It's Noah Floyd of Northwest in the offensive position, throwing a leg right now, looking for the far cradle, and he dropped the leg, and Sean Beltran just slipped the whole thing and got his reversal.
Two. Takes the 3-2 lead.
The curse of youth is the leaving of legs where your opponent gets a hold of them.
Got a Merkel. He's trying to run him over with it. He doesn't get it. Gets reversed. No backs, though.
You got to go to the side. He's got his arm high on.
4-3, and then he gets the reversal back. Going to be 5-4.
Beltran picks up the pin for the Rams.
24-18 Ross. Go up to 160 with gauge start for Northwest. And let's see if they send out who for Ross.
Gage Starrett went undefeated last weekend in duels tournament and was fourth last year at 152 pounds. He's a he is a sophomore.
I think we saw the Ross wrestler bump up to 170 last time, didn't we?
I think you may be right. We didn't keep the book on
He's
that.
right there, cradled it up very fast, rolling it through. He still has a, nope, he lost the grip. It's hard to roll through him like that and not lose your grip.
Yep. That roll always scares me. I don't like that roll, and he's putting the knee under the back, and I
put
don't
it in
think
his hip.
it ought to be right on that hip bone.
Yeah, separate himself a
you
little
can
bit.
You push the body away. Oh, and there you get a reversal. Starrett picked up a reversal.
Yeah, he's just right here. He lifts him up. Great return to the mat. Jump up to that half right away and put him on their back, though. You got to be thinking when you got them up in the mat, you got to be thinking about what you're going to do when they hit them.
Oh,
out.
yeah. It's got to be a series.
There's one. We'll make it 6-2.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good shot, and he didn't spend his time on his knees. He chased that. He chased his shot pretty good with his feet, and that helps you. It gives you more balance.
Right back to that cradle again. Again, it really, really tight. This one looks real tight. Lost his grip.
But again, he's so far underneath with his low leg that.
Right.
Now he's got the bar in half. That's about as
his
basic.
time runs out. I'll make it. Get 3, make it 11-2. 1 period left, or 2 periods left.
Yeah, that's like me. Remember, they're only showing. They didn't change the score.
Yeah. Maybe they had already changed it when I looked up. Yeah, they're
I
going
think
to
that
ask
was
for
the case.
3. I think it's going to be 11-2.
Now we've got.
Should be 11. Yeah, there you go, 11-2.
You've got a mind like a trap, a steel trap.
Never goes away. It's just getting a little rusty.
You remember that's from being a sales rep, isn't it? You never forget a number.
Drops the leg, lifts it back in the air. That's great.
That's a nice shape.
Nice
Channel
aggression
himself
right
right out of
there.
it.
14-2, all he needs is 3 to finish it.
Well, Gage Starrett had a great weekend, but he's not having a great evening today.
No doubt. Let's see if he goes for the pin here.
Well, he's certainly
got
going
it.
for back points, I can tell you that.
He got it.
He picks up the pin.
30-18. Got a lot of 6-point matches, Dave. Bobby Brown, 170-pounder for Northwest, will come on the mat. And
Bobby Green.
Bobby Green.
Bobby Green.
So
Brown,
170,
Green.
yeah.
Brown, Green.
There you go.
Okay. I'm the one that does that all the time, so you're making me feel better. I know. Here we've got
Tanner Smith.
Tanner Smith.
Ross, a sophomore. He came to Northwest tonight with a 2-3 record. And Bobby Green is also a sophomore, though last year he was 4th in the sectionals at 160 pounds. And he won the Western Reserve Hammer and Anvil tournament. That's impressive. So
Yeah, it's a big tournament.
Bobby Green it can be the real deal here. Tanner Smith is kind of a long, thin build. He uses a lot of leverage. Oh, he almost made a major step error there. Almost put himself on the mat.
What grade's he in?
He's a sophomore.
Yeah, we got 2 sophomores here.
We got a lot of sophomores.
And they're wrestling like they've been around a little bit.
Yeah. these front headlocks and blocking with heads. That's one of the things that is such a contributor to slowing the match down. And it's every bit as evident in college and in
Head and hand
international
defense.
wrestling.
First line of defense. Head and hands.
Yeah, boy. Second period, no score.
See if
lot
we're
of
going to break
sparring.
our streak of 6-point matches here the whole night.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not to say that this wasn't that
Competitive,
nothing
right.
score was not much there. There was a lot happening by two guys that are pretty similar in experience and intensity right now. It's hard to turn a guy with an ankle and a waist. There's not a lot of turns that arrive in that.
Looking forward to some of these heavyweight matches. The
Yeah,
Northwest kids versus some of the Ross kids. I think there'll be some battles out there.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things. I was just thinking about that a moment ago. In all three duels, it seems like the matchups have been really, really good in the upper weights. Not that they're great, huge upper weight people. They all look light in weight, but they all wrestle well.
Yep.
Now, I don't know what that's going to mean to them down the road when you get to sectionals, but
There's two.
There's a takedown by Bobby Green.
The big takedown, 20 seconds left in the second period.
Yep.
Take a 2-1 lead. Got to ride him out here for the last 10. No time left. He held on.
Green wants to take the defensive position. He's going down.
Maybe they learned from that heavyweight match. They were winning
Maybe.
2-1 and
Yeah.
got reversed at the very end. So
Yeah.
they're ready to take bottom now.
Tanner Smith breaks Green down right away and gets a nice bar in, but Green sets up in it and comes back with the reversal. Nicely done.
And the old claw there. A nice job on top, controlling the match.
It's got to make him carry your weight, Bobby.
Yeah, on top
Pressure up
position,
on
you
him.
want to do as little work as possible and let them have
Yep.
all the weight on them. Make them work underneath. That's tight. That's tight. That's double grapevines in. Hook the
Double it.
legs.
If he doubles it, he got it right there. Bobby Green with a big pin for the Northwest Knights.
30-24, and the streak of sixes goes on. Isaiah Benson, Northwest. This is one that impressed us pretty good here last time, Dave.
Yeah.
Probably going to have Logan Imes.
Logan Imes for the Rams.
Next up at 182, we have
Logan's
Logan
a
Imes for
senior.
Ross. Isaiah Benson for Northwest.
He took 5th in the state, took 5th in the district and was a state alternate. In last season, he was 35-18, and that's pretty good record.
Yeah,
he wrestled at 160 last year, so he's grown a good bit here this year.
Benson looked very athletic in the first match. Just didn't have the wrestling experience. Imes looks like he's been around the mat a little bit because he wrestled that a tough Sycamore kid, Ladrone, John, and beat him. So.
Yeah, I think this Isaiah Benson, though he just gave up a takedown, he showed a lot of potential in the previous match against Sycamore.
Question. Yeah, Imes is a nice wrestler. Get good hands, controlling everything. Jump sides with it. Pretty deep. Looked at the clock. He knows he's got plenty of time.
Suck it in. Good. He could have gone deeper with that.
That's it.
Put the armpit on the ear.
That was it. Ross gets another 6, 36-24. Takes us 3 more matches. We probably are going to have a forfeit 106 for Ross or for Northwest, so should probably have 3 matches left at 195. Let's see who they send out.
It should be Boyle Garrett for.
Next up at 195, we have Garrett Boyle for Ross.
Garrett Boyle.
Laszlo Crisino Lopez for Northwest.
You were close. Garrett Boyle.
Laszlo Bricino.
Lopez.
Lopez.
I'll take the Lopez part.
Yeah, I was in trouble there. Boy, he's underweight considerably.
Yeah, and I think he's the one that hurt his elbow in that first match.
No, DJ Jackson's the one that hurt his elbow, his shoulder. Oh, yes.
Yeah, see how he's got it
You're
patched,
right.
wrapped
Yeah,
up
you're
there.
right. You're right.
I saw him earlier wrapping it up. The trainer was wrapping it. He was looking at somebody in the stands, shaking his head like, this is hurting. So we'll see how he gets through the match.
It's like every other sport. People are, you find yourself hurt. You know, you get dinged. It's
no
part
way
of the
around
sport. You know, you just and either you can accommodate the pain of a hurt, or you got to submit to an injury.
Yep.
And sometimes it's hard to decide which it is.
You know, it's not so much at this age. Everything's just an injury and I'm out. Maybe when I was younger, but got the cradle locked up. See if he can stay in bounds with it. He's got it. He's got to go to his hips.
Push the hips away.
Can lock the leg, but I'd like to see him go flat on his hips. He got it. 42-24, and we've had nothing but pins or forfeits on every match.
Early season, young wrestlers.
DJ Jackson for 220. He's going to be coming out for Northwest.
He had that bad shoulder.
Yep, he got hurt in the first match too.
Yep.
And he's going to
This should
have
be Tom Coleman.
Tom Coleman.
We didn't see Tom Coleman wrestle, I don't think.
Now on the mat,
Yeah, I think we
Tom
did.
Coleman for
Yep.
Ross and DJ Jackson
Against
for
Sycamore? I
Northwest.
don't remember. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, his shoulders hurt because he just actually shook hands left-handed
I saw that.
and then pointed his shoulders like,
I saw that.
So we'll see. Yeah, I don't think he wants to go underhook or right-hand side because I think his
No.
shoulder's hurting.
I don't know how good he is left-handed, but that's a message for kids too. You know, that as you start out in this sport, your it's that way in most sports, whether it's soccer or wrestling or anything that, maybe even tennis. I don't know. That you go to your strength side, but you need to develop both sides.
Right, exactly.
And the number of kids that you watch the top.
Yeah, he's hurt.
I don't think he's gonna make it.
I think the coach needs to step in here and see if this is worth it, you know.
Yeah, it may not be.
Yeah, it's just too
Maybe
early
time
in the
to sit down.
season to let the trainer have a look at it tomorrow and see how it's feeling. Because right there, dump with that arm, just not quitting. Good for him. He can get on
Big
his
bridge.
neck. Now he's in trouble.
Oh, he's gone. Look. No, he's not. You see, our camera angle may help a little bit
time.
here. It was there a second ago.
Pretty good effort for somebody with a dinged up shoulder.
Uh-oh.
He's happy he survived. Pretty good effort.
Let's go, DJ, hustle.
They're going to stay on their feet. Why not? You got a 9-1 lead from that position. So Ross will stay right where they're at. Yeah, and I think DJ's just hurting. I
Every
think
time
the
he
coach
hits
needs
the
to
mat,
step in here.
every time he hits the mat, his shoulder,
Throw
one
in
or
the
the
foul
other,
for this
goes
one.
bad on him.
Let him heal up. Got slammed on it in the first match.
Yep.
Boy, he's running a half off of it.
Wrist and half.
48-24. And Dave, I think this should be our last match. We're going to heavyweight. But 106 should be a forfeit for Northwest, and we started at 113. So I think this should be the last one.
We have the 285.
We're going to have Neary from Northwest, who lost that tough 3-2 match.
And Alex Coleman from,
Must be brothers, huh?
yeah, it could be. That must be fun at home. Living room matches.
They build alike.
You clear all the furniture and let them go.
Ooh.
Oh.
Right up on it.
Wow.
That's a strong young man right there.
54.
I got 54-24, and then you throw in another forfeit. Should I
Which I
think make it?
presume is going to happen.
I think it should
I
be
don't see anybody come out.
60-24, right?
106.
106 should be a
We
forfeit.
have Josh Reed for Ross and a forfeit for Northwest.
60. 24.
60-24, the way I have it.
That's what I got too. Well, Tim,
That should do it for the beginning of the year.
been fun to start the season off this way. An interesting evening, nice crowd, lots of kids wrestling, some good wrestling, and some exciting matches in there. And the volunteers from Waycross Community Media were here in force, running 3 cameras and the truck outside. Can't get much better than this, except a week
Next
from Sunday,
Sunday.
we'll be covering the
See all the
Southwest
guys
Ohio
from the city.
Glen Sample Holiday Tournament from Harrison, and I think you're going to be out of town. Is that right?
No, I'm here next
Oh,
week.
you're here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's for the Indian
Okay.
Hill.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm Dave Bean,
I'm Tim Cunningham.
and you'll see our credits run on the screen here. I want to say a special thanks to the guy that makes this all happen, Tony Suarez. But since his boss is sitting right next to us, it's also a lot of great things done by Chip Bergquist at Community Media.
Chip who?
So until you catch with us the next time around, folks, I'm Dave Bean for Tim Cunningham. We're going to get out of here, and maybe, I don't know, Tim, you're tired. Maybe we'll get a bite to eat otherwise. So, good night, folks.